Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution / Age of the Primes Junkasaurus Rex. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, kind of, as well as my good buddy, Evil Villain, not so kind of, who was nice enough to hook me up with the Junkion's Trashmaster, Crash Bar, Scrap Hook, and Jalopy, who we've looked at over the past couple of days, and led us to this. This, not quite behemoth, but hunka-chunka monstrous plastic right here. So I will leave a link in the description below to Evil Villain's Instagram. Head on over there, give him a follow, let him know Overlord sent you. But yes, this is kind of official, kind of not. I think Hasbro did say that there is a Junkasaurus mode for these Junkion figures, but I don't think they ever released instructions on how to build it. But thanks to the internet, I was able to find a couple of different builds, and between those I came up with this. That said, I will recommend that if you want to have a Junkasaurus displayed, having 2 crash bars will help with that. Or if you don't care about color consistency, you could pick up Road Pig. He's on Amazon and Walmart for like retail price. He's relatively inexpensive. But either way, I was able to take Jalopy, Crash Bar, Scrap Hook, and Trashmaster, and a couple of parts from the animated Wreck-Gar, which I don't even think I've reviewed yet as the time this video is being posted, or at least the review isn't public. But anyway, I'll point out what those parts are. You'll probably be able to tell when I show you the figure, but amidst all 4 of those, other than having like 99-98% of Wreck-Gar left, I do have the Jalopy torso and legs. This is literally everything that I couldn't use. I could not figure out a use for this. Or Jalopy's guns, which not for nothing, that works for me because this gun right here is probably going to lockdown, so he can have his hook and, is it EMP generator? Either way, that engine block blaster thing on his arm, and have his Go-Go Gadget extendo legs, because that's what I'm using his blasters for. But at any rate, let's take a closer look at Junkasaurus here. We'll start from the legs and go up. Lifting him up, you can see right here that I have the Scrap Hook legs for feet connected to the, if I can move this out of the way without knocking stuff off. That is the one issue with something like this. You are gonna knock stuff off at some point. But we have Trashmaster's legs, Trashmaster, and these front bits as hips. And then, of course, we have these 2 hydraulic pieces. Of course, one of these came from animated Wreck-Gar, one of these came from Trashmaster. I put them on there so the legs stay together a lot firmer, because the feet from Trashmaster do not tab into the legs. Then, of course, we have the Trashmaster torso, the headpiece. These little engine block pieces, of course, come from Jalopy, as do the shoulder build. Now, the build I found, and I'll leave a link in the description below to the video I used to get to close to where I'm at with this. They just had these as the arms without these little pipe doodads as fingers. I didn't care for that. They didn't look the best, so I used Jalopy's legs and arms. Just kind of haphazardly slapped them together to give him some bulky shoulders, put these wheel things on the back, and then used the Crash Bar legs as arms. like the build I based this off from. And then on the back, we have the Crash Bar pipes connected to Scrap Hook. Crash Bar's arms are actually in here. They're right here where my finger is pointing, if you can see that. But these little engine block pieces are kind of blocking that. Those are from Scrap Hook. They just kind of help fill the back out. They don't really do anything functional. Then we have these Crash Bar saddlebag pieces here. These kind of suck for this. I was hoping these were going to go on the legs and something else was going to go here, but that's not the case. Then we have Crash Bar's torso connected to Scrap Hook's arms, connected to Scrap Hook's Scrap Hook, which gets better use in this mode than it does with actual Scrap Hook in robot mode. But that's the build. It's pretty, I'll leave a video link in the description to the video I used and my buddy Evil Villain helped me out with to help me get close to where I'm at with this. Really, it's the same. I just swapped the ears out for these engine block things and added Jalape's parts to the shoulders to help bulk him out a bit because he seemed a little skinny. But getting him centered here. As far as his articulation goes, it's not a lot. His jaw will move. His head will look up and down a little bit. His arms actually do have beautiful butterflies. I can rotate them here and here because of how it's put together. But if you do that, you're going to knock stuff off. He does have a little elbow hinge. And then, of course, his fingers can clamp like titty twisters of doom there. He does have a little bit of leg movement, but again, I don't want to pop stuff off. Nothing really at the thigh. He's got a bit of a knee joint. If I could show that quick. He's got a bit of a knee joint. He's also got a little bit of something in the foot. And then, of course, his tail has several points of movement. They can hinge here, hinge down here, and then the arms have a little bit of up and down towards the end there. But again, it's more of a statue piece, and that's kind of what I was trying to make it. Just something that can sit on the shelf and look imposing, but easier said than done, I'm afraid, because he likes to fall apart. So with that being said, that's really all I gotta say about this guy. It looks really cool, but it's a pain in the arse, so I don't know if I'll be displaying him like this or not. But before we wrap this sucker up, let's bring in our two regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Manibelith right here. I mean, Junkasaurus is gonna stick out a lot. He's a freaking dinosaur. And we also got the infamous 11 Spawn, who is ever so slightly shorter than Junkasaurus thanks to this crest on his head here. So, with that being said, I think it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while he may not be official, I have to say that good old Junkasaurus Rex here is a fun combination of these Legacy Evolution / Age of the Primes Junkions that turn into something that is kind of reminiscent of the beast from Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, or something from the Junkyard realm from Acceleracers. Maybe he gets bonus points for that, maybe he doesn't. I'll leave that up to you. But at the end of the day, the only thing holding this back and keeping me from displaying it, despite how cool it is durability and stability. Because this guy is made up of MechTech ports and pegs, he does have a tendency to pop apart. And when you're messing around with him, stuff is going to pop off or fall off. And in doing so, tick you off, or me off, as I was trying to record this video. That said, I would like to note that I did swap the crash bar legs around amidst a few other pieces before recording the final thoughts for this video. Just another prime example of the many things you can do with these Junkion figures. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this quote-unquote review, if that's what you want to call it. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.